Hi, we're Norton and Sons, the tailors on Savile Row. We're just going to have a look in, speak to a few guys, have a look around the shop, and speak to Patrick, who turned this place around, become a thriving tailor that it is. So, follow me and we'll take a look inside.
You know, I came across it by accident, and wasn't intending, I'd never worked in fashion or clothing or anything like that before. I've worked at Gap as a student, and that was about the extent of it, but I'd always spent lots of money on clothes. And, Savile Row is one of those places that for a lot of men has this kind of incredible, iconic status. And Norton and Sons was in a pretty bad way, but it seemed to me that there was nothing that was wrong with it that wasn't fixable by just a bit of hard work, a bit of application, and trying to do the right thing in a sort of fairly simple way. We just went back to doing exactly what we'd always been good at and stopped doing all the rubbish stuff that were, frankly, just irrelevant to our customers and irrelevant to what Savile Row is all about. I can't even go into the weird things that they were doing and selling here, but you can understand how they had gone that way. They were trying to make a business work and it was failing, and they were desperately trying to add things that would, add...
Were they attempting cutting-edge fashion?
No, they weren't. They were doing shooting clothes, and they were selling guns in here, and gun cleaning rods and earplugs, and they were selling sporting tours, and they were doing. The guy that ran it before was a lovely guy, and he loved shooting, fishing, hunting, and so he was just trying to eke out a business from the things that he knew, and that's those aren't. I know those things, but ultimately, a tailor to survive needs to be appealing to a broad spectrum of people and doing simple things well, and that's what we tried to do from the beginning here. And we had a very small team in the workshop. When we originally started, I took the fitting rooms that were up there and moved them back here, and we had quite a big shop and a small workroom, and we've sort of grown the workroom around the corner, and we now have a full workshop. We've got one spare board. We only had one tailor and one part-time cutter when I started, and although there's a couple of people away today, we've got 6 tailors and 2 cutters in this shop now, and we've increased the number of suits that we sell by about 3 times, and we're continuing to try and do the right thing as well as we can. You try and make nice clothes, you try and offer a very good service, you try and make sure that things move through quickly, that you don't forget, if he's ordered a shirt, to make it, and simple things like that a lot of people kind of would imagine as straightforward but weren't happening back in those days. And be there to offer a service to them that's not just for making, but you offer advice on what they might want to buy and what goes with what, and maybe help them build a wardrobe of clothes. And so I think it's fairly straightforward stuff, but if you get it right, you can build a very good little business that keeps customers. We have regular customers. We have a reasonable number of regular customers, and if we can keep adding every year a few regular customers, 10 years from now we'll have a very good business. We'll probably need another workshop, but
onwards and upwards.
I don't know where we'll find one. But
go down.
Yeah, definitely downwards, not upwards. But that's the plan. We just, you can't force it. It's not like we can go and stand out on Regent Street in a fluorescent suit and shout, Norton and Sons this way. You just have to do the right things
Would you say word of mouth is quite important?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the most important source of customers that we have. I mean, we don't advertise. We obviously do a certain amount with the press, and it's funny how many people want to come in and take photographs and film what goes on. And there's a definite feeling that tailoring is on the rise. I mean, you just look at the number of tailors that are springing up across the country and the number that are in existence in London outside of Savile Row. You know, there's a definite movement. You know, we had guys from Paris in here last week, and they want to come and I think people want something that's real and that's as well made as it can be, and people don't mind spending money on something when they understand what goes into it. And we are about as transparent a business as you can get. You know where the cloth comes from. You can see it being made. There's nothing here that there's nothing disappearing off to China and having its soles stitched on there and brought back. And, it's very, very transparent. I think people like that, and we've always been very clear to be honest about exactly what happens. We tell people how many suits we make. I think our smallness is part of the reason people come. They don't want to go and buy even the most expensive brands. They're making, God knows how many hundreds of thousands of suits they make a year. But part of the charm is its smallness.
Yeah.
And it's unique to the person who fits it.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many good reasons to buy it now, and increasingly a younger audience is finding that those sort of messages are the sort of messages that they can relate to.
What would you say? I'd say the most typical client. What would you say they're looking for most? What are they looking to get out of a suit?
Something really straightforward. They just want to go out wearing a suit that makes them look normal and
feel good.
Smart, but not extravagantly dressed. People just want to look beautifully, simply well dressed. And that's what most people come here for. You look along the rail, there's nothing flamboyant, there's nothing unusual. Most of it is charcoal and navy. The odd tweed jacket thrown into the mix, a few sports jackets, a few overcoats, a couple of dinner suits. But it's.
Would you say they're looking for longevity with their
Actually, most are. I mean, I think there are people who shop for bespoke who like to turn their clothes over regularly, but most of our customers come and buy their clothes and wear them until they're worn out and look after them. In that respect, the £3,500 price tag starts to look a lot less expensive when you keep a suit for 20 years.
Investment.
Yeah.
Spread that over the number of times you wear it, and it becomes pretty good value actually at the end of the day. When you think that you spend £1,000 on a suit and you wear it for a year and it's done, that's no good.
If you were to describe Savile Row in one word, what would it be?
Did you? What did you say?
Magical.
Magical. Yeah. I don't know. It's personal.
I like it.
It's about it's not just tailoring, but the service. There are very few places you buy things now where you're not getting something that isn't mass made and mass sold. And this idea, you would, 25 years ago, you would have bought, you know, your newspaper from a guy who you said hello to every morning and knew you, and you might have bought, you know, bread from a baker and meat from a butcher and fish from a fishmonger and all of these things. And all these people knew you and said hi, and you probably had an account at the butcher's or whatever it is, and they, you know, they remembered who you were and treated you like an individual. But now increasingly we buy stuff online where we have no, and the websites are trying to replicate personal service by remembering details, and they send you a birthday card and all that shit. But it's, you know, it's window dressing. I mean, ultimately...
You don't think they mean it?
When it comes to the nice handwriting, you know, like...
Yeah,
Well, the printed handwriting.
Printed, handwritten, you know, stuff.
There's no love there, is there, really?
No, you know. But at least they're trying. But, you know, this is still a place where, A, the clothes are made for you, but also, you know, we know you know, we know our customers, we like a good number of them, you know, we enjoy talking to them about their clothes, we enjoy making clothes for them. There are exceptions.
Most of the people that come here because they enjoy clothes.
Yeah.
Every fall, they go there because they have no clothes. There are some, but they're bankers or people like that, they're not coming to... A lot of our customers do actually like clothes.
Yeah, and they want to talk about...
Well, they want to go and get the suit. I mean, we have got bankers too.
Yeah. But, yeah, they're people who are enthusiastic about, you know, having nice clothes made, and they'll sit and talk, and they'll have a cup of tea, and they'll flick through some stuff, and they'll get the shirt bunches out, and they'll put the shirts with the jackets, and all this and that, and yeah, they'll spend an hour just quietly, you know, it's a nice pause in a busy day. But as I say, it's, you know, it's something entirely, you know, it's human. Maybe human is a better word than personal. It's, you know, it's real, and you get real people making it. You get real people serving you. You know, it's a complete antidote to the world of digital and that, I think, is a nice thing. Yeah. But somehow it seems, you know, much more modern in many ways than all of that. You know, the more you have real interactions taken out of your life, I think the more you will enjoy coming to somewhere like this, where, you know, you are treated like a human being by other human beings.
Mm.
How do you see Savile Row in general going forward in the future?
I mean, I hope it won't change very much at all. I think there will always be turns that come and go, and people come, and I mean, I think on the whole, I think the community of Savile Row has woken up to the idea of you know, presenting a neat and tidy face to the world. I think they understand how valuable what they do is. I mean, I think we all underprice what we make.
We all tend to take it for granted because we work it.
Yeah.
But like anything, isn't it? Once you take it for granted.
Yeah.
It's only a case you walk along and you realise there's no reliance, really.
No.
Go to Italy, go to France, no reliance.
Right. Yeah, you do. You forget.
Just how lucky we are.
Yeah. Beautiful. But I think it will. You know, I think it's most of the people along here appreciate how valuable these businesses are, the way they are, and I think there will be some who come in and see them as opportunities to make money, and will probably end up ruining one or two of the good houses that exist here. But
yeah, it's been done before.
Yeah, it survives, and I think in the way that, you know, Taylor, you know, there will be, like Richard Anderson has popped up and his business will become an established name. I think there will be others who will come along and do the same thing. And there will always be sort of enterprising cutters who will set up a house and do, you know, start things off, and then, you know, they will become established names, and they will, you know. But I think some will remain very much the same as they are now. I hope so.